Hi everyone, my name is Wes and I was a teacher for 5 years and an administrator for 2.
Hi there, my name is Daniel and I was a teacher for 9 years. And today we've got a video for you about starter activities and starting your lesson off in the right way. But first, Wes, why is this important?
This is so important because how you start your class is going to determine how you also end your class. So if you've ever had one of those days as a teacher, and we all have, where you went home and you're like, oh my God, what went wrong? You might want to check out how you started that class. So, Daniel, what are some of the first things that teachers should do when it comes to starting your class?
Good question. So the first thing you can do actually happens long before the lesson even starts, and it's all to do with your planning and preparation. Make sure that you've got everything you need ready and prepared to go. So whether it's your PowerPoint presentation with questions on the board, whether it's your photocopies on students' desks, whatever you need to happen, make sure it's there, ready, so that you can just focus on the students entering the lesson and welcoming them in the right way. So that's the top tip in terms of preparation. Wes, what are your favourite starter activities?
Love starter activities because you get the kids engaged and you get to do something funky and fresh. One of my favorites, I did a rap song that a lot of students loved, but I picked one that had a lot of vocabulary words that were attached to our lesson. So use music.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that as well. I would use music a lot, especially when I was teaching something like tone in literature, getting the students to listen to a piece of music and then write down the feelings that they associated with it. Yeah, that was a really effective activity, kept the students engaged and got them really focused on the lesson. Any others?
Yeah, I did a few. I always like to have students walk in and I did like a mad minute of vocabulary. So in order to enter my classroom, I would give a student a definition and they had to either give me an antonym or synonym of that word.
Nice. Something I always like to do is to get the students engaged in the learning objectives. We all know they're important, we all use them, a lot of the time they get forgotten about, so jumbling up those learning objectives, maybe whether that's changing the order of the words in the sentences or turning all the words in those learning objectives into anagrams, is something for the students to work out. It's a puzzle, it gets them engaged in what they're learning that day.
And you know, that reminds me of another one that I saw this one teacher always do. She would just have a riddle on the board. And sometimes it was related to the lesson, sometimes it was just about her family, and just had the students figure it out. They're engaged, they're focused, they're ready to learn.
Yeah, and that's because students love puzzles. That was another thing that I like to do a lot, was to employ puzzles, whether that's crosswords, word searches, rebus puzzles. If you don't know what they are, look them up afterwards. The students love them, it keeps them really focused and engaged, and they're learning when they don't even really realise it.
Yep. So if we're summing up, what we're trying to tell you here is how you start your class is going to determine how it ends. Make sure that all your materials are ready to go so you aren't asking questions as students enter the room, but then make sure that you have something engaging that's going to keep them glued and keep them ready to learn for the entire hour. So if you need some great ideas, some great resources for starting your class in an engaging way, definitely check out Study.com, right Daniel?
Absolutely. We've got a whole bunch of teacher resources, not to mention all the videos that we have, obviously, that are great, but all of those videos have transcripts attached that have missing word exercises, perfect for the students' desk at the start of the lesson, get them engaged in your content straight away. Above all, have fun with it.